Hey guys and gals, let's continue on the build of the Lion Knight's Castle. This is by Lego. Set number, I think, 10305, contains 4,514 bricks. So, bags 1 through 3 built all this stuff here, including what appears to be a kitchen. Looks pretty cool. And let's proceed on with bags 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to see what we can do here. This is where we're starting at now. And yeah, I changed the angle up a bit and set all this out of the way here. Oh, let me put this over here. And so this has actually got 2 bag number 4s. So let's start opening up things here. And I checked the audio quality on the phone. It seems pretty good. It seems a little more crisper than the camera's audio. But let me kind of get that off there. I don't know yet. Notice this thing isn't really singing right now or buzzing. Alright, well, we got bags within bags. Okay. Alright, nothing hiding in there. So it takes about maybe 3 hours to unbag one of these. And as far as for the microphone, for the phone recordings, I'm just trying to think here. I'm going to make a hook and hang it from my light. How am I going to do that? I can either make something out of some wire or just make something out of Technic, which I'm probably going to do. Technic's pretty flexible, should be able to do that. Now let's get on the minifigure first. We got to have our vegetables before we get our dessert. So it looks like we're building, whoops, put that on too soon. What is this? Can't remember. Little Red Robin Hood or whatever. It's got to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Now, where's he at right now? We don't know. All right. Okay. And he's got his bow and arrow and he's got a guitar in here. I got to find that real quick. And yeah, this is in the same day. I said I was going to do a bag a day, but this is a really nice build, and I really want to build this. So he's got a little guitar here, and it's all printed. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. I'm hoping to get to more important stuff, like building the big stuff. So it looks like we're building the second floor, probably the dining room. So without further ado, let's get going with bag 4. Or the main part of bag 4. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to... I just got done editing a tutorial in between here and stuff like that. And kind of got some ideas I want to build. Before I really want to get into those, I'd like to start on finishing up this first. And that's a little bit warped there. All right, we got to put a slope. I skipped a step. Whoops, my bad. It's been kind of light raining here. So you may hear some rain in the background. And there's always somebody that's probably going to get a little offended over it. I'm sorry, but I can't control the weather. And out here, rain is a treat. Okay. Let's start with a 1x4 plate. Yeah, usually when you unbag the stuff and you're just starting in, this is when things get pretty cluttered. You got to declutter the counter. The only way to clean off the counter is by building the set. So that's what we're doing right now. I don't know if this is the second floor or not. I don't think it is. It just seems more like the ground terrain for something. So we don't know what it is yet. And the only way to really find out is to, well, build it. Let's build it. That's the slogan of this channel, is let's build it. Okay. Okay, that takes care of that. And you know what? Let's kind of tip that down there for you. And yeah, there will be a full review on this set too. I don't know why though, because it's already been released by millions of other YouTubers. But, you know, for my own documentation, or documenting things, I like to at least have my own take on things. I used to do a lot of the reviews, and I'd have somebody says, "Oh, don't bother reviewing that set. Somebody else already did." I'm like, "Well, don't you want to hear my opinions?" "Not particularly." And I'm like, "Okay." I would just ignore them. There we go. And yes, I think this is another ground level here. I was thinking about doing parts of these live on YouTube. And I thought, why bother? How many people would show up to these? And two, I want to focus on the build. I don't want to sit and read the chat room. And just so somebody can complain and say I'm ignoring them. I mean, it'd be nice to have somebody in here where I can chat with while we're doing this and talk about the build. But, yeah, we'll just keep it like this. Alrighty. And you know, this is a nice build for a rainy day, too. So, if it's raining and it's cold and damp outside and you don't want to do anything, yeah, this is what you want to do. Unless you like going out in the rain, which I don't mind either way, but okay, and this goes here. Now, some of these steps have a lot of pieces going in at once, so you just have to kind of, you know, whoops, kind of just start getting things going here. So the set is roughly about 18 inches folded up, so I'm not sure how am I going to review this yet. My turntable is about 18 inches, so how would I do it while it's expanded? I don't know, unless I can break the castle down into portions and film it. And two, since it's got interior rooms, how do I film it to where you can see what's going on inside? So I need to come up with some kind of an external light source to show everything. All right. Alright, so let's get going on the profile bricks. This set's got a bunch of profile bricks, so... But I don't think somebody's going to buy the set strictly for parting out purposes. Alright. What is this, more of a dungeon or something? That don't fit there. It fits on top of that. Well, we got a problem here. We got a hole. Huh. So is sitting on top of this here. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a mistake that I made? Let me back up a few pages here. Okay, indeed, I forgot to put a brick here. And okay. I was like, okay, we made, like, this is like our second mistake we've made in this whole installment series. There. At least now I saw that before it got too buried in. Wonder what that is. Jabba the Hutt's palace or something? We don't know. Alright. Haven't placed any parts orders yet. So, that I haven't done. So I haven't even really started on the tiny house build. And well, I'm missing a slope. Or could it be? Well, it could be buried in here. And it's a common slope that I have a lot of, so now I just have to find it. Oh, here it is. See, it's buried under all these bigger pieces. That sure is binding up. Well, yeah, that didn't line up too well. It's a pretty rugged rock face in here, so I don't know what this is supposed to be. Well, we're getting ready to put the furniture in a bit. I just got to get done with the walls and stuff. Okay. And after that, well, it looks more like a storeroom. We got a barrel here. You know, so you get some barrels with this set. I think it just goes right in that corner there. And then we got to make two little seats, like little stools. And you see me use these here, these 2x2 modified plates with the two studs for like vehicles and stuff. These make great bottoms of seats. So your minifigures can anchor down, but they're not permanently fixed to the seat where you just peel up the figure and half the build comes up with it. So that's why they're doing that. Okay. And we got ourselves another wine bottle here. Maybe this is part of the wine cellar. I don't know. All right. These castle sets have some really good interior parts too. Yeah, this thing here just keeps going in that little spot there, making the little ticking noise on the wall. Okay, and then we have a map piece that's printed. And one of these little wine glasses here. There's our little table. And now there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, here's a sword. And it just sits inside the barrel. So this is loose piece number 1. I'm not a fan of loose stuff, so I've seen these in the Friends sets. Put that right on that little stud there. Just trying to think of how I want to do the build on this set. Do I just, like, we got lucky. 1, 2, and 3, we finished up that section there. So, maybe, and there's a bow and arrow that goes in here. That's where it's supposed to be at. We have one sword. Okay, we got everything there. Now we got to build up more of the walls here. So I'm taking it, these right here attached to that one portion on there, we don't know yet. So we're just going to have to figure out as we go on who, where things are. Okay, start there, and then let's place these here. You get a lot of bricks with bow or arch too. Okay, we have one of these. I think we may have already put that in there. Where does this go? Right there. We already used one of those ball joints in this, so now we got to use one of these here. And then we got a profile brick. Well, gotta be careful, huh? Sometimes these builds get pretty fragile until you put the top layers on. That's usually how it is with my builds. And just to kind of, to get rid of the flakiness, that's what you do. This goes right here. So I could take, we're probably in some kind of swampy room. Kind of reminds me of Uncharted, and I was supposed to buy the Uncharted series for the PC, and I don't even know if the sale's still going on or not. It was off, and I thought I was going to buy it, and since I've upgraded my computer and stuff, and never did. May have to. If it's still there, I may just do it. Here we go. These are pretty cool. And 2 bricks go here. So this goes right here. I mean, it looks kind of funky there, but that's, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let me take a look here. Then we have that. It's even here. Yeah, it shows it like this. Let me take a look here. I think maybe this is left open here. Oh yeah, look right here, and then here. That's what it is. Should have started at that one corner first. Okay. Yeah, but this is a set that I really just want to get into. Jay, you already said that a billion times, yeah, but at least it's not a Mario set where I'm kind of like, ugh, oh, do I have to get this done now? Now I want to work on this one. This is one that I really want to do. So we got to make a couple of these. And then they want these up here like this. So we got some vines going around the door in there. Pretty cool. I'll skip 2 studs and then drop the next one in here. Yeah, I'm kind of in the mood to go hit the waves. There we go. I'm sorry, Lego guys, but I'd rather be hitting the waves than doing this. Jay, how dare you say that? Well, I had to. Sorry. I'm an outdoors person here. Oh, there's a shield. We got to read this real quick here. Let's get this all set up in here. Okay, it looks pretty good. Such a peculiar map. What could all the blue represent? Surely no sea is so large. They're talking about the sea on the map. Okay. Alrighty. We're getting there slowly. We're getting this done. Plus, I want to get this set done too because I got that box that's just kind of in the way, and I just want to kind of free up some space for some bigger builds. Like I want to start doing that house build, you know, the one I have planned, and I'd like to get on it. It'd be a great little, like a spring project or maybe a midsummer project. We got a ladder that goes there. That's kind of what I'm shooting for there. Okay. Alrighty, get that placed on the top. And that is going to lock all that together here. Must be a trap door or something. All right, we got a problem here. Something's buckling here. There we go. And then after that would be this here. And you can barely see it though, but there's a 1x2 back here. Like right here. You can barely see it on the manual. It's right here. Or maybe there's not one there. Huh. Oh, it was there. I just missed that part. I was like, okay, why are we doing that? Yeah, I was getting confused. Okay. Yeah, see why I can never do this live? Let's make sure here. I got some extra pieces, but maybe because we're not done yet. And yes, this does join up with another portion of the castle, which is this guy here, and I was right. These go into here like that. So it goes like this. There we go. So yeah. Well, it'd been nice if that hole was filled in at the bottom. All right, we're missing a part to a hinge. Did I put something in somewhere wrong, or... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This hinge piece goes right there. So I'm taking it that opens up. But I'm not going to mess with it just yet until I fortify this whole corner in here. Let's just get it done real quick. Okay, we're just going to do that. See how this is all filled in up here? I mean, look at that. Yeah, guys and gals, this is why, you know, you should always get the really good sets. You know, I've seen the city sets, like that one police training academy where it had the hole, I think, and it was just kind of annoying. And of course, this is what we have remaining for bag 4. And let's see here. I think this hinge is open. It's hinged. Does it hinge open or what? No, this does not hinge. So this is fixed. You think there had been a pass-through through there. Sorry that you really can't see that. But you think there would have been a pass-through in there. But no. But this is strong. This is so far worth its weight in gold. Alrighty, so let's get started with a set of 5s. Bag 4 just expands the castle. We got a little left over there. And let's just see what we got in here. I'm thinking maybe probably 2 to 3 bags per installment. So this is going to be something I'll dump in a playlist. Oh yes, I'm going to take the bag and pour it out all over the place. Yeah, that's really going to, it's not going to be much of a help. Smell that. Smells good, doesn't it? Ooh. This set's got a good generous amount of big pieces and some small pieces. Okay. Alright, move that off to the side there, and we'll get back to the big thing. I wish I had another light going this way. I'm going to see if I can find something around here that I could use. I need to get a couple more of these. These are 1x4 by 2/3 plate with bow. I need to get a bunch of those. Not in gray though, but in other colors. I'm trying to start right here. And Lego, you got to knock off with using the red highlights around the parts. So use a different color. Because red is just kind of washed out for somebody who's visually impaired like myself. Alright, this goes here. Alright. Alright, well that's the first piece that's fallen on the floor. So it took up to bag 5 in order for that to happen. I'm looking for a 1x4 there. Alrighty. Starting to get a little tired. I may take a snooze or something. Maybe after I get done with this installment here. Okay, we're working right there now. So as the castle grows, we're going to need to expand a bit more. That means I'll have to drag it off the table and just give myself a little more space here. It says we need 7 of these, so let's place them all in there. You got to have that tile in there. I think there's a little window that goes in here. So yeah, I do recommend this set. It's a bit on the steep side, but you are getting a build. You're not getting some cheap half-baked thing. And it's all about the build experience, the build quality. So far, the quality on this is really good. I'd say it's probably a 9.9 to a 10. I think has that loose sword. But by all means, so far, I've been manhandling this thing, and it has not been loose or flaky or fallen apart. So, I mean, it's really good. Oh, I did check the recordings off the phone. I haven't edited the first part of this yet. I haven't gotten that far. But from what I can tell, though, it has not really been, the microphone and the camera hasn't really been scratchy, but I think what I'm going to do is use the phone for it. And just use a completely different device that I haven't tried editing it yet. Wait a minute, why are we, oh, because we're not supposed to put that there. How silly of me. My bad, I am so sorry, Mr. Lego Set. Now it's saying I gotta put 7 of these. There's 4 here. Okay, I see, never mind. I was like counting them wrong. My head's not screwed on all the way today, I tell you. I'm not used to doing, honestly guys, because I'm not used to doing a high quality set. Usually I do the small stuff that's, you look at it once and it falls apart. I'm looking for some bricks with some curly things, these things right here. So I think I need 4 of those, just need 2 of them. And if I'm putting the phone portion of this on there and you hear the loud Lego, I'm sorry. I think I may have a method of attaching the phone to the lamp. And then I'm going to try that one episode and see how well it works. It'll just be hanging in air, so it will not be, you won't get a lot of the noise from the counter and stuff. So it'll be a little more cleaned. And for those who cannot wait for me to do that, or why can't I do it all right now? Because I want to build, not sit and engineer something and spend 3 weeks working on that. I want to build stuff, you know. I'm just working on this as I go. And I'm missing one more of those 1x1 bricks with the little decorative scrolly thing on there. Makes it kind of sad or hard is because it's all gray stuff. There's nothing really stands out. And so yeah, I'm going to be, what do I do now? Let me go get a container. Let me find one real quick. Because, well, that will have to do. And for somebody says, why butter containers? You know, I had a question about that. Because I'm not going to spend $50 to $100 on professional sorting trays. You guys can keep those sorting trays to yourselves. This is just like a sorting tray, except these were given to me and they're being repurposed. So I'm not going to spend that kind of money on something when I can buy a couple of loads of parts and get more enjoyment out of it. We're going to find it eventually in here. Okay, I found one. That's what I'm looking for there. So yeah, if you don't, just start sorting out your parts. And we just went around here, left this open here, a 3, a 4, and a 3. I wonder if that's supposed to be some kind of a trap door there. I don't know. And there's supposed to be a piece there. Well, that's only if I can find it. Let me dump these out again. There. Now I see it. Keep that container close by. I may need it. And I think that wraps up step 78. It looks like we did. All right, step 79 here. And we're just going to be making a bunch of little tile pieces. And then these are going to go in here like this. Nice little snot bricks. Snot stands for studs not on top, for those who don't know. We call it snot method, or snotting it up, and basically that's what we're doing. The point is to rotate the bricks around in such a way that you don't see studs. Like you see studs down here, you don't see studs in here, but it's... I try to do everything snot method. I used to hate it when I was a lot younger, when I got into this hobby, and now I can't stop from doing snot methods. And yes, it's a little more parts, but it makes the build look so much more better. It looks more detailed and like you put effort into it. Oh, there was somebody who had commented in my Discord server about their build kind of looked plain in the front and stuff like that. Always use clutter. I can never emphasize that any more than I have to, but use clutter. I don't think that's supposed to go in there. Hold on. Well, it didn't because it came apart. I jumped the gun there. Okay. And this is where a digital manual would come in handy, or a bigger desk. So I've got around here. Okay. And then there's a vine. And I need to order more of these. Lego, make these in different colors. These little leaf pieces with the hole on top. I can use those. And then we'll stick that in there and then plug that right in that little hole right there. Fill that right in. All right. And that's it for 79. Let's go to 80. And yeah, she'll be doing sub-steps on sub-steps too. I mean, maybe that's supposed to unfold. I don't know yet. It doesn't tell me to do it in the book. Alrighty. So, wrap around here with the profile brick. Should do this on the turntable, but I don't want to have parts kind of falling behind there and I have to find everything. Okay, we got to make 3 hinges. Well, we'll work our way around there. Oh yes, the 1x1 by 2/3 plate where somebody sat on them and squashed them, huh? And drilled a little hole inside for our entertainment. All right. Oh, and that just reminds me, I gotta rebore some holes in my front door. I have some double doors on my house, and the thing that slides up and down to unlock the stationary door is rather, well, it's gunked up over the years, so I took it off, and when I took it off, the doors on this place are like well over 50 years old, probably 50, 60 years old, and the doors are starting to fall apart. So I'm trying to squeeze a few more years of life out of them before I get to swapping them out with something else. Alrighty. Now, mind you, we're still on the same step. We're still on step 80. Alright. So we're only in 13 minutes in our audio recording. So each bag takes roughly about 20-25 minutes to complete. So this is probably a build that you will not be able to do in one sitting unless you're pretty gutsy about it. I mean, you would want to take your time on this anyways. Some people want to rush through it and say they built it in one sitting. And I wouldn't recommend that. Kind of want to play around with what's in the inside, but we'll keep it the way the book is showing us first. Okay, in step 81. It looks like we're... Okay, now we're going to be doing on the inside. Now this is going to be a goody thing, huh? We'll open that up and take a look in there. So far, that looks pretty good. I swear it looks like this thing can hinge open. Oh, it wouldn't hinge open anyways. It would buckle up against this corner here. So, this is not meant to be opened up. But this is pretty finished. Okay. We got a whole... Oh, that's right. There's steps right here. Okay. So, now we got to put some tiles in this corner here. So, let's start on the tiling here. Yeah, you're going to have to tile some stuff in, too. thought I saw a cool part in here in the manual, but let me look here. Oh, it's not. I thought maybe they had a corner piece in here. No, this is in medium nougat. No, they just have it in this. They do have one in brick yellow, though. This is. I was hoping this would be in medium nougat, but no, it wasn't, sadly. So I was like, yeah, that could have been great for making some kind of furnishings. Alrighty, let's see here. Takes care of the floor in here. I don't know what this part's for. Maybe this is the bathroom. Oh, we're doing more floor. The other day when I was starting to work on my front door, one of my neighbors had their dog running. This dog comes up to my porch, started growling and barking, and I just said, you know what, put your effing dogs on a leash. And they kind of got angry with me about using bad words, and I'm like, here I'm working on my house on my own land, and you've got your dog running up here, growling and barking, and that ticked me off some. I'm like, some people think that stuff is cute, letting their dogs run all over the place. Why people do that, I don't know. You can really hear the rain, huh? Starting to come down. This is a nice project for a rainy day. Really nice project. All right. I don't know what's going in here so far. I don't know what all this is about here. And that's the beauty about building things like this without even reading ahead. Is because I don't even know what's what. So right now I'm just kind of guessing. There was this movie that I watched. Kind of reminds me of that, the way the set is all set up here. Yeah, nothing like putting together a castle on a rainy day. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I still would rather build my own stuff. You know, I got a new travel trailer I'd like to release, or a re-release of a travel trailer, one that I built on YouTube but never had done a tutorial on. I'd like to back up my ideas. I really would like to get into that. That's where we left off right there. Pretty good. Alrighty. Okay, so we are putting together a trap door. Alright. I think the orientation is very important here. I try to put all the scenes on here where you can see them, like when I'm building and stuff. Alright, I believe that this goes in here. Okay, there's a ladder here, obviously, so this is like a little trap door. That's pretty cool. Really cool. Really, really cool. Get those right in there. Get those tiles placed in there. Well, first I gotta... There's a bunch of pieces in this one step here. It doesn't show a lot of parts. Oh, here's another one right here. Why ever in this entrance being covered? Is yon chamber down below meant to be hidden from her ladyship? Yonder. I don't know. We'll find out eventually. We'll find out when we build it, huh? We'll find out where that goes. I like her. Missing a radiator grill. There's supposed to be another one here. And I don't see... Oh, there it is. Alright. I just want to do all the tiles first. And it looks good. Now I got to put the 2 bricks there. I'm just hoping the whole thing is enclosed. When you close it up, it should be fully enclosed. And that's that. cracks me up. We have this lady that speeds up and down the street. Man, her brakes are so squeaky. And I'm just thinking, if you wouldn't speed up and down the street, you wouldn't be prematurely wearing out your brakes. And it's the same person who had their dog out too. I'm like, slow it down. You know, there's kids in this neighborhood. I'm gonna be racing. Yeah, it doesn't show it, but you need to put this on this little bracket here. I don't know what this is yet. Imagine me building a castle completely minifigure scaled. You know how huge it would be? It would be yikes. Well, that's pretty cool. Not sure what this is yet. Oh, I see what this is now. Well, that's a dead giveaway there, but kind of dinky. But now we know what it is. It's a little piano. Just imagine if you were to expand this out a bit more to look really good. And I think that's it. I think that was all we were building in that one, was the piano. All right, another insert here. Hark, are those the Maniliva sounds of a harpasonic? What a modern musical marvel. Harpsichord. I don't even know. But the piano goes here. Well, I don't think that's supposed to connect there. It doesn't really tell you. It shows it kind of off right here. Maybe it's supposed to fit like that, but mine doesn't look like that at all. Did I put that in the wrong place? Oh, okay. I made a mistake here. On the bottom of this, you put it on this little peg right here, so it's 1.5 studs away. Now it sits flat. So that's really firmly attached. Okay. Now let's continue on. Okay, let me start with the arch in the back first. Okay, and where does that go exactly? It goes right on this corner here. Okay. I wonder how many parties have been in this castle. Matter of fact, here's a question. I'm not going to do it, but I wonder how many people have drop tested this castle. And no, I'm not going to drop test this. Must be the little ballroom or something, where people trip over the 1x4 tile. All right, I think these are stairs going up this way here. Okay, we went around here, up here and around there. I think that's fine. Okay, there's a round tile, and it looked like it had a decoration on probably a log. So yeah, these are those are printed log pieces there. Just need to make one and set it here. That's probably the timeout chair. We don't know yet. All right. And yeah, it's kind of buried behind there. Now they're getting to the point where you're adding, like, you got to really pay attention. And just as a word of advice, you're going to get into building this, pre-pull out your parts before you start placing them down, and just use them as a checklist. If I did that here, it would take too long for the show, and I don't want to get that involved in doing this. Yeah, so far so good. And looks like this may be a fireplace. So got a sub-step going on here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is do bags 4, 5, and 6. This goes on the black piece here. And probably break it down into 3 bags, or a minimum of an hour. So, all right. In fact, they should have had me set these in here before I put that on there. So if you're not a fan of small pieces, you're lucky with this set. You don't have to really put on a bunch of small things. Everything's reasonably sized. You don't have to worry. This little fireplace thing is starting to get pretty flaky. That's what I think it is. It's pretty brittle right now. And a couple of these on the top here. See, it's coming apart real easily. Now when I put these on here, it really locked it in. And while we're here, let's just start straightening up these tiles, these bows here. There we go. And the fireplace sits right in that hole there. So we hit all those tiles to set that in there. So, all right, there's where it went. All right. And so far I've been doing this now for 28 minutes on this section here, or this bag. May have to pull out bags 6 and see how well those go and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't want to make this one of those videos where it's like 2 or 3 hours per session. I mean, that's kind of bonkers. And I am missing a 2x4 brick. Oh, right there in front of me, silly. All right, and that goes, well, that goes right in there. Okay. That black brick goes in there. You're gonna make me get up and wiggle it in there, huh? And I think that's it. We came around here. Okay, there's a little holder that goes right here. And it could be for a door, we don't know. This is pretty level here. Oh, and I need 2 of these. which is way over here, and they go in this area right there. Alrighty. Looks like we're building some sort of stairs. Okay. And the stairs go here. That's a heck of a drop right there. We got to be careful, huh? And where does this go? Okay, right here. And before I press it down, I'm going to look here. Okay, I forgot a part in the last step. This tile's supposed to go in here. Glad now I checked too. So that goes right there. Okay. And okay, I see what those pieces were for. Well, first, before we get to that, let's finish this area up here first. Okay. And 1 by 3 here. These go on the bricks with studs. So I guess we're really rounding the stones inside. Looks really good. I mean, look, that looks really fancy. Just put an arch on the top of that. That look really snazzy. Okay. Jumper plate there. My bad if you can't see that, huh? You know, these are crude builds. They're not really. This is just something for fun. So we got a wood axe here. It's kind of a dangerous way to display the blade like that, but that's, I guess that's how it is. We obviously got the stairs that go up there. And that's it for bag 5. And I think what I'm going to do, we're going to just do 6 real quick. And we'll just keep it in bags of 3. I think that'd be pretty cool, but that's what we have left. Okay, now we can move on to bag 6. And I had to fish that out of the box. This one doesn't look too intimidating. The sad thing is that this set's going to get larger as it goes. I don't know how I'm going to be able to break this build down. But I'm glad I can share the build experience with you guys and gals who can't get this set, or it's already retired, you know, or just for historical purposes on how the build on one of these usually are. And this bag here has obviously got a lot of small pieces. So let's get a going here. All right. So we're doing a minifigure, and it doesn't really tell me, but we're working on the big piece still. Okay. Well, let's do the minifigure first. Get him out of the way. There's 2 minifigures we got to build. All right, this is like a knight or something. Well, we obviously know it's not a gal, because that's not what the instructions call for. Maybe they are. Yeah, we got a lady knight here, huh? Is that what it is? And she's got the headgear. Well, let's start pulling out the other parts. Well, that's a nice little piece for a dress. It's better than using a regular slope. Almost looked like Duplo at first. So we'll start putting her together real fast. And we'll just piece them together. Oh, she's got double-sided head. So she's the one that lives off from the kitchen, huh? I don't blame her. I'd be living off the kitchen too. And she's got a silver mug. And I found the shield for that guy. Found the feather. But you know what we could do? We could just wait and do the figures when we find all the other parts. Oh, I found the helmet for this guy, and I'm taking it. This goes in the top. And of course, if you've been watching me for quite some time, you know I don't really care much for minifigures. So, and the shield goes in one hand. We don't have the sword yet. Oh, I see the sword. The swords are a nice soft pearl silver, provided I can get that in her hand. Sometimes these things are a bit stubborn. There you go. She's all ready to go for battle. And where's the little cup at? Okay, I've never seen one of these in person, these little corner pieces. That'd be great for like trim around a window or a door. Oh, here we are. Okay, the minifigures are done. Now we can do the fun stuff. The big, large stuff here. All right, so now we're working in this area here. Don't forget your 1x1 plate. Set that in there. And a couple profile bricks. Okay, I'm looking for... Oh, okay, I thought I was looking for a 2x3. No, they want a 1x2 and a 2x2 up here. We'll place those in there. Kind of a weird offset up there. Whoa, where are you going? And let's get the arches ready to go here. There's two of them that go right in this corner here. Okay. And we have one of these funky little Technic bricks I gotta find. This guy right here. It's a 1x2 Technic brick with one hole, but it has a plate on the back. And that goes right here. I think that's where that sits, because it makes sense that it would go there. And then, you know, I may need to raise it up just a little bit more there. And looks like we have a 1x3 here. This bag here doesn't have a lot of parts. It was kind of, there was only one of those until that fell off. I can't wait to strengthen that up. I hate to think it's just left like that. Alright, let's see here. Alright, looks like that's about it there. We put the 4 profile bricks in around here. That there, we got the step in, okay. And this is all angle. Oh, that's kind of a weird design. I'll have to show you. Okay, how are you going to fill that hole in right up here, right? So nobody falls down and breaks their neck and die right there on the spot, or fall in the sink down below. Well, here's what they did. And that's pretty clever, too. They come in here and just grab a couple of these angular plates, and they don't stop there, because what they did And they use a little geometry for this. I think that gun goes there. And we got a 1x or a 2x2 that goes here. And there's another one that's notched that goes like that. It's like filled in right at the top right there. I mean, why can't they do this in the city sets? I don't understand that, but and that's a whole step in itself right there. You know, I don't even know why Lego does the things they do. I mean, like I said, it's about the price of the set, you know. $400. Is my build experience worth $400? So far, I'm going to honestly say yes, it is. So if I were to spend $400 on this, I'm not going to get buyer's remorse. It does feel pretty strong and sound for what I'm doing. This goes here. And look at to strengthen these things up here. This is all flat up to this point. Boy, it looks like you can get lost in this little castle, huh? Just by going through. I can't wait to just build this so I could do the exploration on this one. I mean, just imagine just taking a tour. Too bad Lego doesn't bring out Hearst Castle in Lego. I can't remember what tour I took when I went to Hearst Castle. I think I was like in my late teens. And we saw Hearst Castle. We went up Northern California. We even saw the Winchester Mystery House. And those tours were pretty fun. At that time, though, you couldn't take flash photography in Hearst Castle. And now with the modern technology, it's just easier to do that. Take that and take Photoshop, and you can brighten up those pictures you couldn't take with your flash cube. The reason why they don't allow flash cubes in there is because after a while with the bright lights against the art and stuff, light does fade out like upholsteries and stuff. So that's why they don't allow that on their tours. One time there was a couple that did that, and this lady like literally scolded them for it, like the tour guide. I'm like, oh, you know, here I was following the rules, you know. I was like, I had my camera out, but what I did was I just found something to cover up the flash because there was no way to turn it off. So I just put something over the flash, and they were okay with it. At least I made an attempt. And I don't think I have a lot of pictures left of the castle. Taking the tour of it. My goodness, I would love to just go in there and just do a video tour, like a complete video in there, but they would charge me up the wazoo to have the castle for a day just to go in there and just take a tour of the whole place. And a self-guided tour. And you couldn't touch anything either because the oil from your hands will break down like the shellacs and stuff. So you couldn't just do that. At least we had a tour guide that explained to us, you know, why we weren't allowed to touch it. Not just, you can't do that. Tell me why, you know. Oh, this is what happens. Like, oh, okay, we're trying to preserve it. Okay. And you respect that versus somebody just telling you no. So that was probably one of the most memorable trips I ever remember taking with my parents when I was a kid. Was the Hearst Castle. This must be the top portion of the castle here, like the wall. Am I missing something here? This is up higher. Oh, wait a minute, because I haven't finished putting the bricks in yet. How silly of me. It's like, why does that look funny? Well, no, because I haven't finished yet. There we go. Probably what I get for talking about my Hearst Castle experience. If you're ever out in California, that's the thing to do. All right. Okay, well, there's a lot of things that's going on up here. Let's take one of these broken tiles and stick that in there. And we'll come around here and do that. Okay. And then we'll work our way back. That one was a little weird. Okay. So now we got to work our way back now. There's only those two tiles that we had to put in here. The rest of this is all these plates with bow. So this is really just, it's not like what I would do is I would just flat tile the top of this off. No, what Lego had to do is they had to come in here and literally just use these. I'm going to buy these in different colors once they come out, like reds and like they already got gray, of course, but and slowly getting to it, guys and gals. But I'm glad I get to share my experiences, not bottle them up. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's really nice on the top there. It just makes it a little not so square and bulky, because most stones were not just like that. Okay, so let's start on... We got to find two of these here, and I think these go right here. Let me take a look. Yes, that's where they go. One there and one across from it there. Well, that obviously, maybe I put it on the wrong side. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Like, that didn't look right. Oh, there we go. And put that right in there. Yeah, just imagine taking a tour through this. There's an angular piece up here that I can't find, so where did it go? And it's not like a piece I have a lot of. Oh, here it is. That goes right there, and it gets filled in with the brick. Yeah, this is pretty much solid brick here. This is not cheap. The designers did a really good job. Oh, and this is really nice. Look how they did the top of the fireplace right here. I mean, that's... just imagine that being in like a little bungalow or something. Just that fireplace idea alone, that'd be a good way to copy that and put that inside of a house. You know, just to clone that idea and kind of integrate that in one of my own builds. Hold on. Well, I guess it's like that. So this tile just hangs over? Huh. There we go. And we got a piece above the mantle. Well, it doesn't fit in there, so what am I doing wrong here? Well, we screwed up somewhere because this doesn't fit in here. It shows this right here. Got this here. But we're 6 studs in there. But it wouldn't be like that, so why are we not... Let me put this 1x5 plate in here. Or wait a minute, maybe. Huh. Because that doesn't make any sense. Because right here, it's like I'm missing something here. Like we got this here. But this fits. It fits right there. So what are we doing wrong here? It shows this here. If I take this piece off here, maybe it was only just meant for that. Let me reread that again. Yeah, I think that's what it was there. But look right here. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I really goofed up on that one. I'm glad I caught myself. So these are supposed to go on top of that. Okay, now I know what I did wrong. It's like, really? I don't know how. Well, with me it's possible. I really did mess that one up, huh? And then there's a profile brick that goes there that I forgot to put in. And this goes here. There we go. Now it's fixed. Where does that one piece go? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this thing here doesn't hang over. I wasn't reading ahead. You stick that there like that, and then you just drop it in. So now we have it filled in there now. Well, that looks really good. I like that. I'm really happy with this build. The designers really knocked this one out because even I'm not even irritated with this. All right, I gotta make 2 of these. Let's start with the 2s first. These are a new piece right here where they have the inverted bow and you got the plate. I need to find some of those. Those would be great for all sorts of stuff. See if I can find those and order them from my collection here. These are supposed to go above the door right here. The camera angle shows it the other way, but I figured I'm going to do it like this. Like that. And then now we can rotate back around. So yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. It's starting to look like a castle now. It's not looking pretty boring. I almost got all the parts out of the way too. And I'm not done with 101 yet. I got a bunch of stuff to build here. And then they show this right here with the plate on there. And this goes right here. I think the other part of the floor is supposed to snap onto that. I mean, I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far, but so this right here, I'm taking with the fancy woodwork and stuff. This is supposed to be some sort of ballroom. And that takes care of 101. 102 is not any better either. So we use one of these here. Just attach one of these to the face and set that in there like that. I guess to give it an offset. And don't worry, we'll take a closer look at all this when we're done too. Alright, and that's pretty much it right there. We only got a good small chunk of these left. And then we got to do this. So now we got some kind of banner going on here. The whole plate's got to be covered. So what am I going to do? Just start grabbing tiles. And start placing these on here. And where does this go? It goes right here. Does it matter which way it faces? I don't know, but oh, it hides that up really nice in there, huh? At least that fixes that up, huh? And of course, this big old brittle brown header goes here. Pretty good. So we got ourselves a nice wood beam in there too. And this locks in here. And now we're moving on to 105. And this goes here. Some 1x5s, we'll set that in there. And then, boy, this, now seeing up to this point here, it's kind of gotten sloppy now in this area. All right, now we got to put the plants on it. There's something that goes there. So I need to order some more of these plant pieces and some of these little yellow stud flowers. And yes, I don't have a lot of stud flowers. I need to order a few more of these. And there you go. And that's it. So that's what's remaining in bag 6. So bags 4 through 6 mainly worked on this big area here. So basically do the second floor. And as you can see, it's pretty well self-contained. So it looks like we added ourselves a little hallway and a little ballroom, like a music room. And this has got some weight to it. And despite of what it is now, the way it looks, honestly, this looks pretty good. It's just not a, like I said, for $400, it better be good, you know. And so far, it's pretty rigid. It's pretty strong. So yeah, I think that's it for this installment of the Lion Knight's Castle, and I believe that's set number 10305.